This is going to be a conversation about The Shining by Stephen King. I have not yet finished this book. I'm so close to the end, and there's a lot of unanswered questions, and my mind has just been rattling off all of these theories and thoughts and ideas, and I just wanted to share them with you in this video. First, I just want to mention that I've never seen the movie The Shining before, so I went into this story completely blind, and I'm still so frightened to know what is going to actually happen to all the characters at the end. But I really started thinking about Jack Nicholson. Because I know that he plays Jack Torrance in the movie, and he also plays McMurphy in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is another really amazing movie. And I was thinking that these characters are pretty similar to each other in the way that they're very just kind of out there and just do whatever they want and kind of reckless. And then I was also thinking about one of my favorite movies of all time, which is about Schmidt. And this character has nothing to do with Jack Torrance or McMurphy. But funnily enough, actually in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I didn't realize my manager was actually going to be in the movie. But anyway, I wanted to mention this because, okay, so I'm actually editing this video right now, and I totally did not realize this, but there is a scene in About Schmidt where Jack Torrance is in a hot tub with Annie Wilkes. I mean, is that not just the best combination of characters? If you are a Stephen King fan, or if you are a Ken Kesey fan and have read One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, in my opinion, when I was reading different seasons, specifically Rita Hayworth and The Shawshank Redemption, I saw so many similarities between Shawshank and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The stories of redemption, Chief, and Red, I mean, the way the story was written, if you like Shawshank, you're gonna like Cuckoo, or vice versa. If you like Cuckoo, you're gonna like Shawshank. But those stories are so good. And I want to get into Ken Kesey for a second, who wrote Cuckoo's Nest. He is the man with the van. I mean, he is like hippie, dippy, trippy. Exactly why I decided to pick up Cuckoos. I think Stephen King and him would get along so well. And funnily enough, when I was reading Phil Knight's book, Shoe Dog, he is the creator of Nike, if you don't know, he said that he met Ken Kesey because they're both from Oregon, and I was like, oh my god, full circle, like, the creator of Nike even likes Ken Kesey too. But I digress, and I want to get back to The Shining. What is happening in The Shining right now? So I'm at the point where Wendy is kind of like, freaking out a little bit, which I don't blame her. And I want to talk about what I'm expecting the end of this book to look like, because I honestly don't know. I have less than 100 pages left, and the main characters, there's Wendy, there's Jack, there's Danny, there's Holleran, Grady. I mean, there's all these characters, and I'm wondering what's going to happen to all of them. So I think that the character that doesn't get talked about a lot is the cheese omelet. I was wondering what was happening to the cheese omelet after Wendy made it. She put it down, and then she went to go find Jack, who was laying on the floor of the ballroom. I was like, Wendy, are you ever gonna give that cheese omelet to Danny? Okay, literally the last chapter that I just read, I found the fate of the omelet. She went to go downstairs to fetch the omelet, and she was like, oh, the omelet is probably not good anymore, but I'll reheat the soup. Okay, so that was the fate of the omelet. No one talks about it, no one cares, no one gives it any airtime, but I wanted to share with you my feelings about that. Next, I want to talk about Holleran. Holleran is a character who was at the beginning of the book. I liked him, he had a little edge, and then I wasn't really sure what was going to happen to him towards the end. So if you have read different seasons, as I've read Apt Pupil. If you know the story of Apt Pupil and the guidance counselor, that's kind of what I'm expecting to happen to Holleran, which kind of freaks me out for a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just gonna wait and see what happens to him. Hopefully him and the guidance counselor diverge their paths at the end of the book. But I also wanted to mention Wendy in the movie looks like this, And actually in the book, she has blonde hair, which is like a fun fact I didn't realize. I think it's like kind of like a similar blonde to like a wasp, if you know what I mean. But I'm just really curious to know what is going to happen to Jack and Danny and Wendy. I mean, Jack is so... Not Jack. I mean, Danny is so cute. Look at him. He's 5 going on 6. His mom loves him. You know who loves him more than his mom, though, is the Overlook Hotel. That's who loves him more than his mom. So we all know about red rum, right? I didn't know what that meant. Stephen King, at the beginning of the book, was teasing you that it was red rum, like alcohol, red rum. And then later on, as you're moving through the book, you actually learn what red rum is. And then when you learn what it is, you're like, do I even know how to read? Like, how did I not realize what red rum was? But I am really curious to see how red rum comes to play into the book. I actually just read the red rum chapter towards the end of the book, but there was no red rum, if you know what I'm saying. Not to my knowledge, there was no red rum. So lastly, I want to talk about chapter 49. Holleran is a gem. He is a gem. He's doing his work in Florida and was so compelled to help out this little boy in need. We don't know yet his fate, but I will soon find out. And that is the end of this video. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for getting all the way to the end of this video and hearing all of my rambling thoughts about The Shining and 60s references and King Kesey. I mean, I just cannot wait to read more Stephen King books. I think he's a fantastic author. I just think that it's just, you can come up with so many conspiracy theories. I mean, Grady, for example. Is he alive? Is he dead? I don't know. Like, Stephen King just like messes with your mind. You like don't even know what's happening. And that's the beauty of King. And I cannot wait to share with you future experiences of me reading Stephen King. So thank you so much for getting all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like this video. And if you'd like to hear more ramblings, don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.